y'all. So we're gonna start with shoulder car, tall kneeling position. This Kinsnack is meant for if you need a little break during the day from using your mouse or typing too much. So I would suggest doing your dominant hand during this 10 minutes or so. So we're actually gonna move through two, and then we got some elbow and wrist cars. Any position is good for these, but just take your time, nice and smooth. Moving to your max safest shoulder car. Okay, now we're gonna go to elbow, up, down, flip, boom. One more, going a little quick here, so hopefully you're proficient in your cars already. And then we got a couple wrist cars, two each way. And we'll be in a sleeper stretch today for our base position. So hopefully if you're at the office or something, you can lay on the ground. Okay, so whatever your dominant hand is, that one's gonna be on the bottom into a nice sleeper stretch. So elbow slightly under the shoulder. You're gonna rotate that fist down towards the midline as much as you can until you get a nice stretch in the front of the shoulder. And we're going to start with the light pails contraction, driving that bottom hand up into the top. 10-20% of your max effort. Pails, and let's just breathe and hold that tension. So you want to make sure that that elbow and shoulder are nice and tight the whole time here. If that top hand gets too heavy, feel free to just drop the elbow down to your side. Since this is not a very hard contraction, but just breathe. Keep rotating up slightly into that top hand. Now we're gonna switch to a first rails contraction. So now think like you're slightly trying to pull that bottom hand off of the top or rotate the fist closer to the ground. See, I'm giving myself a little bit of feedback. If you have trouble feeling your rails, just try to pull up on your hand or wrist with the top hand and hold that position of the bottom hand, driving through that shoulder and elbow nice and tight into the ground. So let's just breathe and hold that light rails contraction. Okay, we'll switch back to another pails contraction. So again, we're going to try to rotate up into that top hand, nice and light till you got that contraction through the front shoulder. If you can, try to get a little bit deeper in your stretch. This is, again, if this is less than your first set, just fine. We're just getting some nice light contraction through the shoulder right now. So we're rotating up into the top hand again, pails. Okay, whenever you're ready, we got one more rails contraction. So again, if you're using feedback, try to pull up on that hand or wrist. Hold the position of that bottom arm. You're actively trying to just barely rotate that fist down towards the ground. Feeling that regressive contraction on these rails. Still ensure that that elbow and shoulder are nice and tight into the ground. Just breathe and hold that tension. Then we'll be moving into a couple of positional isometrics here in the same position. Okay, relax. Now you're gonna place that fist behind, top fist behind your bottom hand fist. Glue it on the side, and you're just going to slightly try to pull or try to punch your fist into your top fist. So you're thinking like you're trying to get your bottom fist closer to your body, and you're driving into that top hand again. So this is a positional isometric. We're just going to go one long set. Just breathe and resist that tension. Now we're going to switch it up. So now place that hand on the other side of your fist. Now you're trying to punch that bottom fist away from your body. Positional isometric the other way. Just breathe, find that tension. Again, that elbow and shoulder, super heavy. You should feel a little different contraction here through that shoulder. See, I'm starting to shake a little bit, so I'm getting a nice deep contraction, and you can relax. Now we have some axial rotation, so let's lift that fist up as much as we can, keep the height, and we'll start to rotate that thumb away from your face, internal rotation. You're super active, rotating as much as we can, fighting for internal rotation. Breathe and drive, and now let's start to rotate back externally, still keeping the height of the fist. Rotate, you're fighting for your max range of motion here. Keep rotating externally, keep good tension through your body. And now let's take it back the other way. Internal rotation, still trying to keep the height of that fist. Punching away and rotating. Fight for that max range of motion. Keep rotating. Good tension through that body. Shoulder should be nice and flamed up right now. And then let's start to rotate back externally. It's the last one here. Reach. Keep that tension best we can. Keep rotating, keep fighting. Feel that shoulder nice and active. And relax. Okay, slowly come out of here. And we're just going to end with a couple shoulder cars in that same position that we started with. So nice and smooth. Up. Rotate. You should feel a nice little difference going from front to back. Not so much here, but from the positionals, you might can still feel it a little bit. Just keep that tension. Looks like we're just going to do one here, but feel free to do a few more. And relax.